started. Some 60-odd days ago, I was wending my way through the mountains of Yamanashi, perched atop a huge pile of leaves on the back of a farm truck, riding to Hanamame Hatake. 6 weeks ago, I was surrounded by a group of 27 young people in Kyoto, faces animated as conversation flew around questions of social innovation. Just over a month ago, I found myself in a room very similar to this one, though maybe without the trees, surrounded by brain scientists, expert economists, magicians, no actors, and a few hundred other people at TEDxTokyo. My existence in these eclectic places results from 5 months of travel in Japan, combining working on organic farms with hosting leadership workshops, participating in events like TEDxTokyo with convoluted cross-country train trips. I love Japan. I've grown up traveling to Kyoto, and in some ways I feel more at home here, weaving my way through the streets of Momoyama, than I do in the house where I lived for 18 years. But there's also something incredibly difficult for me about being a foreigner in Japan. It's like being in a transparent box with paper-thin yet indelible walls, separated from everyone around me by my foreignness. At times, my loneliness traps me within my own head. At times, it grants me the pure freedom to move at will and to learn from all those I see. So I watch. I can't talk as an expert on Japan or as someone who's spent a life's work working for social change, but I can talk as a young person, a year out of college, looking for meaningful social change. I can talk as an observer in Japan who's been influenced by Japanese culture since I was 2. So this is what I see from my gaijin perspective. So this is what I see. I believe that community, in many different shapes and forms, is emerging as the most fundamental means to create social change in Japan. The communities I see developing here take the basic Japanese understanding of the group, of social conformity, and shift it slightly, powerfully, to create community based on nurturing diversity and shared values. I want to talk today about 3 communities in particular. They were WWOOF, Art of Hosting. Oh, let's see, I can probably go back, eh? Yes, WWOOF, Art of Hosting, and TEDxTokyo that seem to be at the forefront of new ways emerging here to create tangible social change. So as I'm talking, the pictures you started to see, and we'll see now, were taken during my time in these 3 different communities. So let me start out with willing workers on organic farms, better known as WWOOF, or UFU. WWOOF is a work exchange program that connects interested volunteers with hosts engaged in sustainable lifestyles. Quite simply, volunteers work in exchange for a place to live and food to eat. I worked at 2 farms, one in Niseko, Hokkaido, the other in Nirasaki, Yamanashi. I shoveled snow, slaughtered chickens, scattered ochiba across Hanamame fields. The most influential characteristic of UFU, it seems to me, is that it provides a space for individuals to connect around shared values, often at the periphery of mainstream culture. The vast majority of WWOOF hosts are walkouts from Japanese corporate life. They've left their high-paced, high-paying jobs to embrace a lifestyle consistent with their values. Likewise, volunteers are often also engaged and considerably aware of sustainable alternatives to the mainstream, or they're just interested in learning more. Here, the Japanese understanding of hospitality, the dento-teki emphasis on reciprocal relationships, becomes uniquely important, allowing for a give and take, a mutual learning between hosts and guests. WWOOFing is powerful in any context, but I suggest that when situated within this Japanese cultural context, it becomes even more effective, allowing for a powerful exchange in order to create tangible shifts towards sustainability. The second community that has hugely shaped my time here in Japan has been based around a series of events that I helped to lead called the Art of Hosting. The Art of Hosting is a type of workshop that started in the States and Europe, designed to help people learn to initiate and host conversations that matter. In Japan, the people who come to these events are university professors, nonprofit leaders, students, young professionals, and so many others who want to create change. Some come with highly specific dreams. They want to reform Japanese teaching pedagogy in elementary schools, or share learnings gleaned from living in an eco-village. Others come for no logical reason. In many ways, I think the techniques offered by Art of Hosting provide a blank slate to make visible the ties that already exist between the work of so many in Japan. Often, in the West, these workshops stop at these basic connections. But in Japan, people are using art of hosting as a blank slate to develop new visions for change together. And what is truly remarkable is that these visions are actually being transformed into reality in the days, weeks, and months following the events. Art of hosting, I would suggest, has been modified with a Nihon-teki efficiency to serve as a powerful networking tool in an emerging movement towards change here. So, the third group that has shaped my time here, that has really inspired me, has been this fleeting community that's associated with TEDxTokyo. People come together here for a single day in this crazy whirlwind of connection, conversation, learning, exchange. In May, I met a software designer turned human developer, a sumie artist, musicians, lawyers, scientists, designers, so many people. And there's so many people in this room today with incredible stories. And what's most powerful about these groups of people that come together here is not only their diversity, but the shared ground, the common ideas within this diversity. Every conversation seems to open up new ways, new ideas towards approaching sustainability from so many different fields. So just as WWOOFing offers the space for individuals to connect around leading alternative lifestyles, just as art of hosting provides the techniques for people to begin to create new realities together, so TEDxTokyo enables people to collaborate and connect for change. These are the communities where I've spent my past 5 months. But what do they mean when we step back and truly look for tangible transformative change in Japan and in communities around the world? A few months ago, I overheard someone talking about social change in Japan. Often, they said, nothing happens for long periods of time, and the delicate balance of social harmony is flawlessly maintained. But then, as if overnight, sudden shifts occur and transform society completely. The Japanese eye for beauty, its attention to the parts within a whole, its ability to adapt continually in pursuit of perfection, this allows for both the vision and creation of truly transformative change here like nowhere else in the world. There is a movement beginning here. It's visible in the fields of Niseko and Nirasaki, and the excitement beaming from the face of a university professor in an art of hosting, as he described a 3,000-person dialogue in Kobe. It's evident as people connect across the arts, science, and social organizing at TEDxTokyo, and in the relationships that are beginning to be formed here today. I think change, by its very nature in Japan, will be transformative. It will occur as swiftly as the momiji changing colors in the mountains of Arashiyama, overnight. And it will have implications felt around the world. All of us here, in this room, are part of that. So let's have fun and create something new together. Thank you.